What is up, Crypt Nation? It is August 23rd, and this is the 25th episode of Today in Crypto.
At least we think so.
Pete, how are you doing today, man? What's new in your world?
Don't ask. But there's a lot new in the world. Huge news today. I mean, we're talking like 8.0 earthquake. The Bank of England calls for a new world reserve currency.
The implications sound dramatic.
Very much so.
There was a pretty big AWS outage as well.
Lots of problems at Asian-based exchanges today.
Which, yeah, most of them are Asian.
And also, PundiX is now available at the top retailer in Venezuela.
Huh?
We'll talk about that in a second.
That's pretty exciting.
And Bitmain valuation now at $12 billion after ordering 600,000 new ASIC chips.
And that was billion with a B.
Yeah, so let's jump into what really matters to all of us, the Bank of England.
Yeah, so the Bank of England is the central bank for England, right?
Yep.
And they have a lot of clout in the community, the central banking community.
Yeah, so there was a gathering of central bankers today, and the Bank of England Governor Mark Carney suggested that central banks work together to create their own cryptocurrency and use it as the new world reserve currency, replacing the US dollar.
A new reserve world currency. That is pretty intense.
That's really intense because we thought Bitcoin was what had the chance to do it. And of course, the powers that be don't want to lose any power.
And there's also now Libra, which is going to be competing with this and Bitcoin. So now looks like there's three contenders on the scene.
And Binance's Venus project. So now
and the Venus project.
Everyone's having the same idea, and it's going to be this huge race to see who actually gets it. So Carney says the dollar's domineering place in world trade and the global financial system creates problems for policymakers outside the U.S. in managing inflation and safeguarding financial stability. Well, no shit. That's literally what we've been trying to do the entire time with the IMF and World Bank, is keeping the entire world subservient to the U.S. and U.S. dollar and their foreign policies, so we can have nice, fair laws here in the U.S. while exploiting other people.
Yeah.
So if that's coming to an end, that's really a good thing for humanity. Probably not us.
Well, that's definitely going to be an unfolding story. I'm sure we're going to get a lot more info on that here in the near future.
Very near future, because Mark Carney is going on CNBC this afternoon to discuss the topic further.
What do you know what time?
3:30 Pacific, I believe.
We'll have to tune into that. It's coming up here in a bit.
Yeah.
All right, we have AWS, Amazon Web Servers, a big outage that caused exchanges in Asia like Bitmax and Binance and KuCoin to have to halt their withdrawals and deposits, and there was all sorts of connection issues. The APIs were down.
Yeah.
And so this one says, due to these system issues, it appears someone was able to buy over 40 Bitcoin at under $1 each on this random exchange called Citex, Citex.
Yeah.
Probably some scam exchange. So yeah, it's always worth having a little stink bid in there for flash crashes.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what fish you might get. And that's also why you never market sell, because there was just that technical glitch. The order books got disconnected, and whatever was left on that native site.
Dude, I feel so bad for whoever sold a Bitcoin for $1 today. 40 of them. Yeah. Could be different people, but still very sad.
Idiots.
So PundiX, everybody knows PundiX as the point of sales system that is focused on crypto. They're very cool. We met them in Vegas.
Yep.
So they're moving to Venezuela, or what's the deal with these?
No. So the XPOS,
Okay.
the point of sale system, their terminal is already in over 30 different countries right now.
Okay.
But the largest retailer in Venezuela, named Tracky, is now putting them in all 49 locations.
Wow.
So that's, I mean, I know that's not a whole lot for people here in the U.S., but that's the equivalent of a Sears or a Walmart for Venezuela starting to accept crypto.
That's awesome. Yeah, most, Venezuela, as we've talked about a lot on the show, experiencing some serious hyperinflation, where their dollars are becoming worth less and less every minute.
Yeah.
Where people will have wheelbarrows and they will burn their cash for warmth because it's more valuable as firewood than it is to buy anything.
That's insane, but true.
It's literally the same situation where it's like you'll get you'll get your paycheck at lunch or whatever, and then by dinner it's like you could buy one piece of bread, and now you can only buy half a bread, and only 24 hours has gone by. Or
it's insane.
It's just nuts.
So the XPOS terminals support payments in Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and the PundiX token NPXS. And interestingly enough, it does not support Venezuela's own cryptocurrency, the Petro.
Well, good. Fuck the Petro.
Yeah.
And lastly, we have a cool story coming out of China with a company called Bitmain. Everybody knows Bitmain. They are the biggest supplier of ASIC mining equipment for Bitcoin. And they just hit a 12 billion with a B valuation after a 600,000 7 nanometer chip order. Basically, Bitcoin mining profitability this year has increased quite dramatically. And so we're seeing an uptick in demand for Bitcoin miners.
So 12 billion, let's put that in perspective. That's more than all of the XRP in circulation right now. That's more than all the Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash combined in circulation right now.
Those are good stats. I like that.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of, and that's a cash valuation.
Yes, it's cash valuation.
But
so,
Bitmain does hold a shit ton of Bitcoin Cash.
They do. We won't get into that though. But the 7 nanometer scale is a huge leap in efficiency. They expect these chips to be able to hit 50 terahashes a second, which is nearly twice as fast as the hashing power during the last bull run.
Damn.
So that's an enormous
nuts.
leap.
Yeah.
But there's no reason for you to go out and buy one because they're just going to run these themselves before making them available for sale right before they buy their next model. So unless you're going to build out an enormous warehouse of Bitcoin miners, there's no point in even trying. But still interesting to see what's going on out there.
Yeah, it's good to see the health of the mining market start to recover.
Yes, because it's been dreadful for well over a year.
Yeah. Well, that's today in crypto.
Yeah.
August 23rd. Thanks for tuning in. We will catch you on Monday.